Hello, everyone. My name is Ben Fisher, and I was born in 1992. So I'll give you a little bit of history about it, and I'm going to start off by giving you a famous quote from the famous movie in 1992 of A Few Good Men. One of the big uh, quotes kind of thing that came out of that movie is "You can't handle the truth." That was used in many different shows and different. That was kind of people said to each other, not really slang, but just kind of things. So for me, it all started in 1992. I was born October 9th of 1992. That is the same year and time that the Cartoon Network premiered. So I grew up watching cartoons on the Cartoon Network. So it's kind of cool when I was doing my research to find out that the Cartoon Network actually had its premiere when I was born. As you think about different things, the difference between 1992 and to this day, one big thing that probably hops in your head is prices. You probably think about the price of milk, the price of gas, price of pretty much everything. As we know, things prices go up and things change such. So, for example, in 1992, the average price for gas was $1.05. Um, Nowadays, you'd be pretty lucky to find it under $2. I know actually today got some gas at a cheap station uptown, and it was $1.99. And it's kind of funny because knew I was doing this speech, so it's kind of funny to do. But anyway, the average income in 1992 was just above, excuse me, $30,000. That is a pretty low ball figure to compare to what you have nowadays. I think that now you probably find it about 50 to 60,000 as the average income. The average price for a home or house in 1992 was just above or just under $69,000. So that's kind of a low end house nowadays compared to what you would have seen back then. Um, a price of a stamp in 1992 was 29 cents. So now it's 41 cents. So it wasn't a huge difference, only 11 cents in about 22 years. So not a huge difference. Um, a big movie that came out in 1992. Most people wouldn't guess it because they think it's a newer movie. Is Aladdin. That movie is still around to this day, and people still uh, watch it. The kids grew up on it. Kids grew up on it. It's kind of funny, I guess you'd say. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, was a movie that came out in 1992. As you may know, they had a couple more sequels of Home Alone. You had Home Alone 3 and Home Alone 4, and then they kind of broke off and made Home Alone 5, I believe, which kind of ruined the whole Home Alone series, I guess you'd say, in my eyes. Batman Returns was a big movie in 1992. Uh, they went on to make some more sequels of that, so it's kind of cool, I guess you'd say. Popular shows in 1992. One was 60 Minutes. That show is still around to this day. It's funny that shows last so long, and it's kind of cool. I guess you'd say that 60 Minutes has lasted this many years. Roseanne was a big show back then. You can still catch a re uh, uh, catch it again, I should say, on TV Land and shows like that. I mean, it's not TV Land anymore, but it used to be. For all you Detroit people out there, Home Improvement, Tim Allen. Um, you see a lot of Detroit Lions and stuff like that. That's still you can catch rarely. Now and then you can see it if you buy it on different websites and YouTube and stuff. You catch uh, highlights of it. For any sports fans out there, in 1992, the NCAA football champions were Alabama, I guess you'd say. For any Washington Redskins fans out there, they won the Super Bowl in 1992. And if you're a Michael Jordan fan, a Chicago Bulls fan, they won the NBA championship in 1992. So that's kind of cool for if you like Michael Jordan or things like that. Political news: President Bill Clinton was the president in 1992. So it's kind of really Bill Clinton. Al Gore was the vice president. For any military servicemen or who have served or like military history, In 1992, the Navy adapted the honor, courage, and commitment as their kind of tagline slogan sort of thing. The DNA fingerprint was invented in 1992. It was one of the cool inventions back then. For anybody who smokes or has smoked in the past or who stopped smoking and used a nicotine patch, that was introduced in 1992. It's kind of cool. It's come a long ways in different forms and such like that. For any shoppers out there, there's the Mall of America was constructed in 1992. Has its own amusement park in there. Who could ever think about having an amusement park in it? But it's the largest mall. I've been there before. You could spend days and days and days just going around there. A lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to see. Space Shuttle Endeavour made its maiden voyage in 1992. It's kind of cool if you're like in NASA stuff like that. And who says that earthquakes don't hit California and that California's gonna fall in and such? Two earthquakes hit California in 1992, so kind of cool, I guess you'd say, if you like earthquakes and seeing stuff like that. For all of you computer geeks and such like that, Microsoft Works was released in 1992. It's come a long way if you were to look back at the Microsoft Works back then to now you got PowerPoint, Excel, Access, Word, many different things. It's kind of cool. I'm sure it's went a long ways. Another thing I thought would be kind of cool is to actually look at the month of October in 1992, and there's a meteorite that could be seen from Kentucky to New York in October of 1992. Excuse me. The Senators played their first NHL game in 1992. That's kind of cool for any hockey fans or Senator fans like that. Also in 1992, there's a three-way tie. First has ever happened in history for the United States president. It's kind of cool. Something could happen again, but more than likely will not happen again. For any David Letterman fans, the Letterman Show had its 1,700th episode in October of 1992. It's kind of cool. And U.S. Air had their first ever strike. That was kind of the big strike of airlines. Something kind of cool, if you're in a flight and stuff like that. So, 1992 had many events. Events that shaped today. For example, the nicotine patch led to the nicotine gum, which led to different sources of stop smoking, which ultimately led to CVS and places like that to completely just get rid of nicotine products, and solely focus on nicotine products to help people quit smoking, quit chewing, quit doing tobacco altogether. So it's kind of cool. And it led to many great things to happen for everybody, people. 60 Minutes is actually helps a lot of people learn. It's kind of for older folks, something they kind of look forward to, kind of reminiscing on the good times. And I thank you all for listening, and I kind of hope you learned a lot. And hope 1992, if you were alive, was good for you. And I hope if you weren't, you kind of learned how 1992 kind of shaped things for people.